WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Connor James. A major project a decade and a half in the making is now in limbo. WYMT independently confirmed that the federal government could withdraw its approval for a federal prison in Letcher County. I was in Letcher County today at the site of where it's supposed to be built. This site in Roxana is supposed to be where the federal prison sat. The future of the structure and this site is now not so certain. Wednesday, WYMT independently confirmed that the Bureau of Prisons plans to rescind the record of decision on the site. In a statement from U.S. Representative Hal Rogers, he said, "The Letcher County Planning Commission and I have worked diligently for nearly 15 years to see this prison come to fruition, and I share the local frustration of this unexpected delay." End quote. He goes on to add that $510 million remains available for construction. About 300 jobs came with the prison. On top of that, people in the community hoped to see an economic boost in their businesses because of it. Gwendolyn Christian, the ISOM IGA store manager, hoped to sell to the prison.
Hearing that the prison may not come to Letcher County is a little bit devastating because I'd planned on doing that because I wanted to expand my opportunities to bid, not only for milk, but anything else that the prisoners needed.
She hoped to sell a variety of foods and beverages. She's still optimistic, though.
We'll just kind of wait and patiently hope that the guys can continue to work and help us get through it.
According to regulations put together by the Council on Environmental Quality, nothing suggests that the record of decision cannot be reissued once it is rescinded. Local officials stay hopeful this project will not stay in limbo for long. You can go ahead and find the full statement from Representative Hal Rogers on our website, WYMT.com. Now switching gears, a crash shut down part of US 23 earlier tonight. We're told a UPS truck was traveling southbound on US 23 when a car pulled out in front of it. A woman had to be cut out of the car. The woman was flown out to Pikeville Medical Center with serious injuries. We do not know the name of the woman at this time or her condition. And tonight, a man wanted for murder remains on the run. Investigators think this man, Nicholas Rucker, killed his girlfriend, Vicki Connor, in the Woodbine community 3 weeks ago. Family members of Connor are offering a reward for Rucker's arrest.
Maybe the money will motivate somebody to come forward and to say that they've actually seen him and stay on him until law enforcement can get to him.
Nancy Wagner says the reward's goal is $10,000, but any amount they receive will go to the tipster. All information should be given to Kentucky State Police in London. And one Pike County family is looking for help from the community following a break-in at their Greasy Creek home. Shelly McGuire says her son Nick noticed a back door to their home was open on Friday and their electricity had been cut. He soon realized his Smith & Wesson AR and his new Honda Rubicon 500 four-wheeler were both missing. Just after 9 p.m. today, Shelly told us the four-wheeler was vandalized, but thankfully it had been located. The gun, though, it's still missing. She says this break-in took more than just the items. It took the family's sense of security.
It's one thing if we have something sitting outside and you take it, but to enter our home, it's such a personal invasion. It's really upsetting.
Anyone with information regarding the stolen Smith & Wesson AR is asked to contact Kentucky State Police. Now, for around 18 years, Pikeville Medical Center has operated a home health department. After reviewing the budget last year, officials made the decision to sell it. The cost of home health services combined with the option for other service providers pushed the decision. PMC CEO Donovan Blackburn says this is the right decision for the hospital and patients.
It's difficult to make the necessary investments to be able to grow that service line and to provide the equipment and all the support that our patients are entitled to.
Around 300 employees in the department will now have the option to move within the hospital, work for another home health service, or choose another path. Current patients will be notified of these changes soon. The decision is expected to be finalized by July 12th.
Well, we saw those scattered rain chances throughout the afternoon. Now those widespread rain chances are starting to move back into the mountains. You'll notice as we take a look at a few of those cameras as we're looking at Interstate 64 in Moorhead. They've been pretty soggy over the past couple of hours. They saw a lot of those scattered rain chances, and now they're dealing with those widespread ones. Whitesburg, you guys are dry for now, but you've seen some scattered rain chances throughout the day, and rain is definitely on the way. There's those scattered rain chances. Then there's that main line of showers and storms that started to move into our area. That's due to a cold front that is currently working its way into the mountains. And as we take a look at those showers moving through, heavy at times, you'll notice those into parts of Leslie County, northern Perry County, moving through Breathitt County, even all the way up into Moorhead. Some heavier showers down into McCreary County, and that moving into parts of Whitley County right now. Temperatures, they're on the cooler side, those lower 60s to maybe some spots into the mid 60s. We'll continue to see those temperatures drop tonight, and especially as we head into your Thursday. So that cold front moves in, cools us off quite tremendously for your Thursday. Then sunshine finally returns once again by the time we get to your Friday, and that continuing a little bit into the weekend. I'll look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.
All right, thank you, Paige. Kentucky lawmakers have less than 3 weeks before some quasi-governmental agencies have to pay more for pension costs. Today, House Democratic leaders invited Governor Bevin to a face-to-face meeting. They say they want to come to an agreement on the pension plan before the July 1st deadline. As Matthew Rand explains, affected agencies are fearing painful cuts to services if a deal can't be reached.
Any victim who's been served in a rape crisis center would say to you, they saved my life.
The Kentucky Association of Sexual Assault Programs, or KSAP, represents a network of 13 rape crisis centers across the state, 8 of which are in the Kentucky Employees Retirement System.
When we received the retirement, we were overjoyed because it was a 5% employer share, basically 5.89%. It was that forever.
KSAP Executive Director Eileen Rechtenwald says before joining the KERS, their staff were very underpaid with no benefits whatsoever.
That was an absolute gift, and we were very grateful to have it.
But now KSAP and other quasi-public agencies could see their pension contribution rates jump from 49% to about 83% if nothing is done before July 1st.
Which means that the centers will be paying more for retirement benefits than they will for salary, basically.
Governor Matt Bevin won't call a special session until his pension bill has enough support to pass. The bill would freeze pension costs for quasis and regional universities for another year. It would also give agencies the option to stay or leave the KERS and provide a path to pay down their debt.
The problem is they don't have the funding to do that. The funding they have is for service delivery only. It cannot be used for indebtedness.
If state leaders can't reach a deal before the deadline, Rechtenwald says layoffs and outreach office closures could be immediate, placing vital services for sexual assault victims in peril.
If they don't report it, or if they spend a long time trying to get services, or they never get services, the trauma is likely to affect them for the rest of their life.
Reporting in Frankfort, Matthew Rand, WYMT Mountain News.
And a new sensory park opened today in Whitesburg. The park is designed to give children with sensory disorders like autism a safe place to have fun. Members of the community, along with Whitesburg City Council, helped fund the project. Parents of kids with special needs are very appreciative of the community's efforts.
It's extremely special. It makes you feel like you're part of something bigger than what you deal with at home every day, that people truly care and that your kids are going to be accepted and loved.
While the park was made for children with sensory disorders, all others are still welcome to come play. Due to recent discussion in Wolfe County fiscal court meetings, officials are now taking Sunday alcohol sales into consideration. WYMT's Taylor Upchurch talked with those in support of the change and those against it.
To sell or not to sell?
The responses that I've gotten have been 15, maybe 20 to 1 in support of Sunday sales.
Officials say Wolfe County became a wet county back in 1991. This, of course, meant alcohol was to only be sold Monday through Saturday. Surrounding counties like Powell and Breathitt, now serving alcohol beverages all week long, are giving local businesses a run for their money.
It's difficult for us now that we're in a position that we're sending people elsewhere.
Magistrate Wade Gibbs says others have received a much more negative response.
I wish that it wasn't on the market, because I think it destroys a lot of lives.
Several people voted to have an ordinance created. This ordinance, approved by the court, must be read at 2 public hearings and in turn be approved by majority vote. Some locals see it as economic growth, others a step towards destruction.
I'll average probably between 200 and 300 sales on a Saturday. On Sundays, it's 20 to 40.
It's a shame that we've gotten to the place where we think we have to sell alcohol or legalize drugs in order to create revenue.
Now officials must consider only selling in restaurants by the drink and not in stores by the package, in an attempt to please both sides. In Wolfe County, Taylor Upchurch, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, county officials plan to present the ordinance to the public in upcoming meetings. For those interested in attending, fiscal court meetings are held on the second Tuesday of every month at 1:30. Well, the Hazard Band of Gold held its annual mine safety competition. Teams from as far as Alabama hit the turf today at Hazard High School to test their skills. The work is important because it is needed training in a field where the numbers keep dropping, but the danger stays the same. The competition continues tomorrow. Well, UK basketball coach John Calipari visited the root beer stand in Corbin on Tuesday. Employees say they had no idea Coach Cal was coming by. One waitress said she spotted him and immediately knew who he was. And Coach asked them to take pictures, even though the employees were going to let him eat in peace. The pictures Coach Calipari generously posted is something employees and locals will never forget.
As soon as he left last night, people started rolling in, wanting to know what he ate, where he parked, what was his favorite thing, so it was an immediate impact, immediate.
Employees say some of the favorite foods were hamburgers and a root beer float. Well, coming up at 11, violent protests erupted in Hong Kong this week. We'll take you there with the latest. And how experts plan to fight fatal horse injuries at racetracks during a moment of crisis for the sport.
And showers will become more scattered overnight. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.